can. I'm always game for that.
Got it. Good morning, friends. We're just south of Corning, Ohio. So that means it's a beautiful morning in Corning this morning. It's my girlfriend. Anyhow, for 30 years with a license and all. Anyhow, we're following along some guys and gals today that are avid and dedicated members of the Buckeye Trail Association. They are working on a section of trail this week. There are probably, I don't know, dozens of volunteers down here for 3 or 4 days, some even longer, working on this section of the Buckeye Trail. So we're going to talk to these folks and watch them work, and as a matter of fact, they're actually getting ahead of me, so I'm going to shut up and go. Buckeye Trail consists of trails, little skinny trails such as this through the woods. Consists of utilizing state park trails. Also includes walking for the time on county and township roads. So the trail is always changing, and the direction or the route is always changing because of property acquisitions, permissions, that kind of thing. So you want to check the Buckeye Trail Association's website before you start your hike of the BT, which is a good thing to do on any trail. Make sure there's not a closure or fire warning, that kind of thing. Discovered why it's called the Buckeye Trail. Instead of breadcrumbs, somebody's been leaving buckeyes on the trail. Soft carpet. Nature's carpet. You can't buy this at a carpet mill. Beautiful. Take a nap here, maybe. Yeah. How long have you been a volunteer for the Buckeye Trail?
About 2 hours.
So what got you involved?
I live local and I walk the trail all the time, and somebody takes care of it, so I started checking out who was taking care of it and saw they had a work crew working this week, so I came out to help.
How often do you use the trail?
Probably weekly.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. For recreation or for exercise, or a little bit of both?
Both.
Yeah. What about the trail? Well, let me ask you this. Have you done any of the, more of the trail other than what's here local?
I do all of the off-road in southeastern Ohio. Last weekend was my first section of road walking, the part that's on road, and I never did it before because I didn't think I'd like it.
Yeah.
But actually I ended up enjoying it. I walked with a group of like 15 other people, and
Really?
it was a BT club that does section hikes once a month.
Jim Gilkey.
Yeah, Jim Gilkey's. So they came down to do that section. Again, I saw it on the website. Never done a road section, so I came down to walk a road section with them, and I actually enjoyed it. They pointed out that you do see things from a different perspective when you're walking the road, slow pace, can look around, can really appreciate the farms and the homesteads and the work that people put into their properties, and the vistas that you get from the ridge lines that you don't get in the woods because the trees block. So yeah, I'll probably do more road walking from now on with a group. I don't think it would be much fun by yourself.
At least. So how do you compare this trail, the Buckeye Trail, to, say, the parts of the AT that you've done and the Superior Hiking Trail?
Well, I would say, that the Appalachian Trail, the tread is really worn because it gets so much traffic. But a guy like me who likes to solo hike, the BT has it all over. The off-road sections of the BT are every bit as good as the Appalachian Trail. Now the Superior Hiking Trail, I take the BT over the Superior Hiking any day. I'll go back and do more of it, but that's just because it's way far away from home and it's Lake Superior. But this is the land that I love right here. Whenever I go someplace, I compare it to where I live, and it always turns out I live in the best place.
Well, I did notice something today, that fall is definitely right around the corner. All day I've been hearing the squirrels drop their nuts. Their food. Hickory nuts, walnuts. All right, Dan, how did you get involved with the Buckeye Trail?
I think it was 2012. The wife and I started to do a through hike on the AT. She got hurt and we had to come off the trail, and took her over 6 weeks to heal. We came up to AAP to camp out. We ran into a group of people there that had this sign out that says Buckeye Trail Work Crew. We stopped by and talked to them. They said, if you want to come out and work on the Buckeye Trail, you're more than welcome. We've been doing this this is our 4th year. We just got our 500-hour jackets at the last Trail Fest. We've been enjoying it immensely.
What do you get from working on the trail, other than
The
sweat and sore bones? But
the satisfaction that seeing how the trail develops. When we build, I like building trail more than I like maintaining trail. But I like maintaining trail secondly.
Gotcha.
I'd rather maintain than hike.
Really?
Seriously.
Really? And why is that?
Satisfaction of what you have accomplished. Hiking is hiking. But actually seeing what you've done with your hands and how you beautified the place and made it more accessible for other people to enjoy is my big.
What would you say to someone who may be approaching the Buckeye Trail for the very first time, or if they have questions about it? What would you tell them to encourage them to go give it a hike?
First thing is go to our website, buckeyetrail.org, and the different parts of it, events, click on events if you want to be a part of maintaining the trail. This trail, compared to other trails, is a walkable trail.
Gotcha.
Hiking, we've done the AT, we just came off the AT, we just did 200 miles on the AT. I understand it's a different terrain down there, so you have to have different setups. You have to leave rocks and roots in the trail to keep the trail there because it's so well used. Here, it's dirt. Comfortable walking, don't have a lot of we try to take all the roots and rocks out and everything and make it enjoyable.
Yeah. What's something about the Buckeye Trail and its system that concerns you about the future?
From my understanding, it's 1,440 miles long. Only about 500 of it is in the woods. The rest of it's on roads or the bike paths or so forth. I would like to see more landowners get into it and either donate land or let us have the right of way to go through instead of doing on road, for safety purposes and for, if you're wanting to hike, you're wanting to hike in the woods. And they do have their aspects, each one has their aspects, but woods is my favorite.
Someone wants to donate some time. Do they have to be an expert lumberjack, or do they need to be a master gardener with their hands with tools?
You don't have to be nothing but a person that's interested in being out here in the woods. You don't have to have any kind of spatial skills or just being here to socialize. It doesn't. If you want to come out and just socialize, that's great.
Enjoy this.
Yes, enjoy it. Okay. We don't demand of anything except to be safe and enjoy.
Two of the best trail foods there is. We have the chocolate and nugget peanut casserole, and we have the backwoods round steak.
Hi, my name's Byron Henry. I'm a volunteer for the Buckeye Trail Association, working in the New Straitsville section, maintaining Buckeye Trail.
So how long have you been doing this, Byron?
In November it'll be 11 years since I've been doing this.
And what got you involved?
Well, me and my son Zach were hiking down the Hawking Hills, and we went into the gift shop, and he's looking at a book called Follow the Blue Blazes. And I looked at the picture on back and I said, I know that guy. And he says, no, you don't. I said, yes, I do. He was my college professor. I said, that's Bob Pond. And so we went on, and finally I got to looking up online about it and stuff. And me and my second oldest brother, Mark, we decided to go to a work party at Shawnee State Forest. And we went down. We kind of liked it. So the next year, that was the last one of the year. And then the next year they had the annual meeting. And we went to it up near Napoleon, Ohio. And while we was there, Bob Pond was there. And he wrote the book, Follow the Blue Blazes. So I had him sign a copy so I could take it back to Zach and say, see, I do know Bob Pond. So, yeah, since then, just keep coming out to the trail parties. And I was a board member for 6 years. And me and my wife maintain a section in Burr Oak. And I just travel all over the state doing this. I take my vacation and do it, or on the weekends or whenever I can go. And maintain on the Buckeye Trail, build it, everything.
Now, do you get out on the trail and just hike for fun, or is this more fun than hiking?
Not very often, actually. I actually enjoy maintaining the trail as much as I do hiking. I have hiked a lot, quite a bit of it, and I've been on a lot of the trail just because I've actually helped build most of it, or everything in the last 10 years pretty much.
Right, so you don't just focus your efforts here on this section or your section.
No.
You do travel around the state and help out other groups. Are there people helping you this week from other sections of the state?
Yes, there's people from all over the state here helping us. We got people from Cincinnati, up near Cleveland, Mentor, and just Central Ohio, all over the place, come down here to help here on New Straitsville section this weekend.
Now, if somebody wanted to get involved and help out, an avid hiker, would you say most of the folks that do volunteer their time are avid hikers and they would just want to
I
partake?
think most of them are, definitely have an interest in hiking, and most of them have hiked. A lot of these guys have hiked the AT, Pacific Crest Rim, all over the place. I mean,
Yeah.
Alaska. I mean, there's
Gotcha.
some really avid hikers in this group.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. What is the biggest challenge you and your crews run into here on maintaining the trail? Is it just the natural obstructions like trees and stuff like that, or do you run into issues where private landowners may have troubles, something like that?
We have trouble with private landowners, ATVs. Of course, you're always going to have tree. I mean, that's just part of the job. That's really not a big trouble unless it takes the trail out or something. Then you got to rebuild trail. Just mostly probably keeping permission, and basically our biggest problem is we need volunteers out here to help us maintain this trail.
So real quick then, how could somebody get involved? What's the easiest way to get their foot or get their foot on the trail?
To go to buckeyetrail.org and look up the events page, and there's contact page on there for our home office in Shawnee, and that's probably the best way to get a hold of us.
So if somebody wanted to help, let's say tomorrow, or could they help, or is there a process they have to go through?
No, anyone show up, we'll put them to work. We'll be glad to take anyone, and we'll teach them what they need to know, and get them out here, and
Gotcha.
hopefully they enjoy themselves, because I do.
Yeah.
No, Bob, there's no elves making cookies in there.
That's going to grow across it right away.
And how long have you been working on this Buckeye Trail?
Since about 1991 or 2.
Awesome. And how did you get involved?
Was my husband was backpacking with a couple of friends, and they ran into one of the early Buckeye Trail work crews, and they talked him into coming out.
And then he's talked you into coming out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that's the way it worked.
So what do you enjoy about coming out here and working on the trail like this? What do you get from this?
I have seen more of the state of Ohio than I ever would have seen without being on this trail. Because we've been all over the state working on it in places that we probably didn't even expect them to be interesting. And there's history and old stuff and new things all around the state.
Yeah. For young families, if they want to see some more of Ohio, they could do it via the Buckeye Trail, like maybe section hiking a little bit of a day here, travel by vehicle going around the state, do a little bit here or there.
Right, and a lot of the trail on the west side of the state, and some on the eastern side is on old canal towpaths, where if you have little kids, it's a little more clear.
Right.
So it'd be a little easier.
Yes. When you're on the trail and you see hikers come by, how would you describe that average hiker? Is it older, younger, men, women, or is it a very diverse group?
I would say it's younger and older, not real young, but late teens, mid-20s, 30s.
Yeah.
And then so many people are still working so much, they don't have time to be out here at the same time as we are. So maybe we just don't see them.
True.
So, but it's the older people that are mostly retired as the ones we get to work on the trail. We need new people. Some of us are getting too old for this. Kids so much need to be outside. Come and see what the bugs look like and what leaves look like and snow looks like. Don't just keep them inside. Books are great, but they're not everything.
See, sometimes there's an advantage having somebody hiking with you, and you can send them out first in front of you, clean out the cobwebs from the trees for you. But when it doesn't work out is when your scout is 5'1" and I'm 6'3". So she's just getting the low ones, leaving the tall ones for me. I've even seen her duck a couple of times.
My job is I help my husband do the maintainer maintenance of about 7 miles of Burr State Park, which we're in right now.
Okay.
And it adjoins the Wayne National Forest and beyond. But our section is just around Burr from the Boat Dock 3 to the ranger station.
Gotcha.
In a loop.
Yeah.
And we do everything from clearing trees, painting blazes to mark the trail for others, or just simply clearing out the multiflora rose that's grown.
Gotcha. You're using a special paint?
Buckeye Blue. It's a lot of labor of love, but we enjoy it, and when we're done, maybe families can come, not just individuals or runners or sprint runners. Families can come and enjoy the outdoors, and that's what we want.
Before we headed home from our little walk with the Buckeye Trail folks, we thought we'd try another little section of the BT here at Burr State Park Lake. You can see we're here at the marina, and the blazes lead us this way. So the Buckeye Trail, you never know where you're going to find that thing. So watch for the blue blazes. Poles, fence posts, trees, boat docks. More clues. We're on the Buckeye Trail. Also, don't forget, if you have a question or comment, and any suggestions that you have for possible video subjects, an adventure that you're curious about, put it in the comments here. Let us know. Go to adventuresfound.com and drop me an email at info@adventuresfound.com. So, give Ohio's Buckeye Trail a look. Put your boot to the trail, check it out. It's good stuff. Don't forget, every chance you get, guide a kid outside. Wait. Before you go, subscribe. Thank you.